Welcome back to Weebology, the classroom, students. I am your sugared up Professor Ricky.
And I'm your fasted Professor Ethan.
Fasted?
Yes.
That's interesting. Have you just not eaten today?
I've eaten, but very few cows.
Got you. I'm sugared up. I'm still have a good bit of Halloween candy from yesterday.
I had 0 Halloween candy.
That does actually shock me. We know you're eating.
I fasted. What I gotta say?
That's fair. But something that was super interesting, and I love to see it. Yesterday, I went to a buddy's place, help hand out candy to the trick-or-treaters, the ones that were still there. No kids in masks, by the way. Awful. How dare they? But except,
well, okay, I'm not gonna get into it.
No,
but studies say they don't have to give a fuck.
I know. But a high number of anime costumes.
A high child showed up and asked for all your candy.
Ripped off his freaking gourd.
Right off the doink.
Trick or treat, man. Do you have any dudes?
All right.
Yeah, I saw a lot of My Hero Academia. One Attack on Titan one.
What?
Yeah. Someone's in a full mount lady.
Whose parents are letting them watch Attack on Titan
I don't
as
know.
a little kid?
I don't know. It was one of the scouts, and it was like,
oh my god!
I was now that I saw that Attack on Titan was in the costume mix this year, I would have loved to have seen someone dress as a Titan. Like that would have just been visceral.
Like as the colossal Titan.
Yeah, right. But yeah, a lot of My Hero Academia was the high winner this year. Like definitely 95% of them were that. Someone had a really good Shoto one, good hair and eye makeup and everything. I'm like, you guys went off. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's 2020, baby. Kids out here watching anime and dressing up as their favorite heroes and I guess too mature for children animes.
I respect them for watching it. I'm just a little worried about like the parental guidance here.
Just imagine as a kid, right? You are kind of an adjacent anime fan, like Attack on Titan, this looks super cool, and just visceral from the
first episode. What the?
I guess, it really does come down to the parents at that point.
100%.
Parents, vet your anime offerings to your children. I think that's probably wise. Imagine if someone promised Neverland to their kids. That'd be bad.
That would be terrifying.
Because it looks so innocent and sweet enough, right? Oh, This is very clean. Oh my god.
Mom? Are you my actual mom?
Did we get a picture in the Discord of Eddie from Anime Compost? How this like tiny son reading Berserk with that was really funny.
He's like, is it too early to have him read Berserk? Actual child, baby.
But yeah, you watching any anime recently? I know you're kind of you've been busy as hell.
I am buried under paperwork and other things going on.
We were gonna do a Guilty Crown, but it's like one sentence. I think I'm really I'm not, I got things to say I'd like to break down into it, but it's kind of a hit or miss time.
It's real confusing, and I think that's the biggest problem with it. Like, even, we've seen a lot of anime. We generally track stories pretty well, I would say.
Right.
And this one, I feel like, is really all over the place. And the worst part is they don't really, like, answer any of the, like, underlying rando questions until probably, like, 17 eps in. And you're like, why?
The problem here, too, is that it seems like every single genre in it. Every single mech, romance, superpowers, like... little harem-y or whatever. Just, I don't know, something, I think they tried to half-ass too many things and that didn't really land on any one thing except for the animation. Production IG, stunning, cinematically stunning.
Yeah, I would say like aesthetically very, very good show.
Yeah.
And really the only reason I originally even started watching it was because I had heard of it before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw like the first episode and I was like, it's not like one of those that it's like grips you and you're like, I'm going to watch the whole thing no matter what. But there's just enough cool things every episode, I think, to keep you going.
Right. And it did its job, I would say, just enough. I was kind of puttering along for the most of it, but it didn't feel very bingeable. But again, different episode. But it's, we're kind of busy boys right now.
Yeah. I mean, hey, this is, I think us and other podcasts, at least that I've seen, obviously we see a little bit behind the curtain compared to some of, the listeners. But I think a lot of people are just like pretty burnt out right now. I wouldn't say I'm burnt out on anime. It's just that, I've got a lot of shit going on the plate, and I'm keeping up with the seasonals like every episode, but other than that, I'm not like watching anything really other than that, if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah, and I'm just trying to make sure I'm staying current, but also like not being afraid to start a show that I kind of passed on in, back in years prior. And that 2011, I think Guilty Crown's from, that era, that whole
I think it's
era.
like 15 actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's quite so old.
It seems like there's a certain era in the early teens of 2000s where there was like an anime by numbers. Like people started to realize that they could like just bust out animes, and I think it was good and bad.
11.
Yeah, I think it was good or bad, good and bad really, because good, we get more offerings and sometimes they're big bangers. But the sad part is, it's just like just crank out another mid-level anime and boom, let's see if it hits and sell that merch. That's really what it felt like, at least with Guilty Crown. So, but
It was just obviously this isn't the episode for that, so there's going to be a lot to talk about.
Sure.
But I don't know if I fully agree that it was just like half thought out.
Okay.
I just think they really tried to do a lot.
They did. Yeah. Speaking of doing a lot, what we're doing today, talking about the winter 2021 anime season, and boy howdy, this season looks dense.
I think this might be, and this is a very bold prediction, but one of the most hype seasons potentially of all time.
And it's got the names to back it up, too.
Normally, winter is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But this year, I don't know if it's like some lag from, because of COVID and stuff, but it seems like every like big series that's sort of ongoing has another season debuting this season. And so this is going to be a little bit early for y'all. We're putting this out, I think it'd be like November 2nd.
Yeah, right.
And these are generally not going to be showing until early January, or in some cases like early December, stuff like that. So it's going to be a little bit early, but we figured we'd take a hop on it. Plus, like we said, we're not really watching a bunch of random stuff right now.
And I mean, honestly, it's fun to speculate wildly.
And we will speculate wildly.
We'll hit. And the thing is, in some of the past couple seasons, there have been sleeper gems, but there is no sleepers here. These are all big bangers.
Oh, absolutely.
So, in something else, again, I'm noticing, if you want to follow along with us, go to livechart.me, or I'll put it up on screen when I get around to editing this video. Yeah. If you noticed, though, in the top 4 on this list, 2 of them are Mappa. Like, yes, Mappa, give it to me.
Yeah.
Give me the sauce.
I mean, we talked about this recently, but Mappa's been really all over the place. So you hope that they've been able to give enough, time really to this Attack on Titan season.
Oh, I am so ready for that season. But the first one on the list is kind of the talk of the town, Jujutsu Kaisen. What are your thoughts on this so far? I know we've had discussions about this.
Yeah,
I don't know if I like it as much as I thought I would.
I'm currently lukewarm.
Yeah.
It's definitely cool. It's just I don't think it's really all that different at all.
Yeah.
Quite reductive. Like was this all in the sidebar?
This is in the sidebar.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty reductive. I think, we've seen a lot of these tropes pretty much in every show, and it's not like they've necessarily done anything crazy so far. Last episode did something a little bit different.
That was cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that definitely piqued my interest slightly. But considering like the level of hype that really a lot of people that I know have for this IP, I guess, if you really want to, break it down, because it's mostly, manga readers that are super, super hype about this, say it's going to be like a long running absolute banger. So, I trust these people. So I think, potentially it's going to look like that. And maybe it's just a really slow start.
It has that Shonen Jump pedigree, and, anything that's coming out of there is going to be long form. I'm curious to see. It looks like they're doing it in 24 episode seasons. So kind of I do like that a lot. The double season cut 12-12. So it just goes right through. But it has an 8.46 right now. That's high. That's really high for me.
Yeah,
That's insane.
So this is one of those shows that I think is getting overblown a little bit, at least so far.
The dangers of hype.
Well, so we are pretty confident that it will live up to the hype eventually.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in my opinion, there's no reason to give what we've seen so far an 8.46.
True. And
so, obviously this is just one of those situations where I think, everyone knows where it's headed.
Yeah, right. I will say the thing for me in this show, the only thing that really is keeping me sticking around is Sukuna. The demon inside. He has a stage presence and sadistic nature that just this formula of the antagonist that's kind of this hairpin trigger kind of nuclear bombshell of a person. And I also like that he seems to have deep historical knowledge of what curses are. And we're kind of getting drip fed from him what really curses are. So that for me is going to keep me sticking around, but it's going to be finishing up in the winter 2021 season. What is this one up top? What is this? It's slime.
Yeah, I was going to say,
nice.
It's slime, bro.
Yes.
Finally, we're getting season 2, part 1.
Yes.
I'm so hyped.
To me, it's the most wholesome isekai. It makes me so, it's like, I don't know, warm blanket cocoa feel when I watch it.
It's great.
I love it.
I'm so excited. I loved season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if I just get more of the same, like I'll be very, very happy.
Right.
Slime is extremely powerful currently that we've seen, but we also know that the demon lords are like ridiculous as well.
And we didn't get a lot of them in season 1.
Only the Millium.
Yeah, Million
is his friend who's the demon lord, and then we know like 1 or 2 other ones.
I might pull a ReZero and then rewatch season 1 now because it's been a hot minute since I actually put it in my brain. I think I was watching it as it was coming out. But yeah, very in for that one. Again, we move right on to Attack on Titan final season. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally. This is mad spoilers in this synopsis, so I don't know if I'm going to click it. Maybe I can.
I'll click it.
I'll click it. I don't give a fuck. I'm really curious about how. I don't know anything about the manga. I don't know anything about the end game of Attack on Titan, but it looked as if in the trailers there was some kind of time skip happening. Because it's now coming down to spoilers for Attack on Titan, by the way. That's what we're doing here. It is the final season after all. They know the truth, the real truth of the world. And did you see that coming? For me, the wool was over my eyes. Like, I actually had no idea. I think it was a brilliant twist.
What specific?
What the Titans are and their origins, and yeah,
it was good. I don't think you can really think of that, you know what I mean? Like,
right,
it was
exactly.
pretty rando.
That is pretty right. Like you said, I big brained it. I galaxy brained it. I knew it the whole time.
I was the author of the show.
There it
story.
is. But yeah, so basically, Endgame, they now basically have a final enemy, which is the rest of humanity.
Right.
It's going to be so awesome.
I think that part was pretty. Like, you could deduce that.
Yeah.
Because it'd be odd if like all of humans legit are right there.
Yes.
Also, it seemed like a little random that all these Titans would just randomly pop up randomly. You know what I mean? Right.
And it's just like that scene where what's-his-face saw a Titan that looked like just like his mom.
Yeah,
and it was like, ooh, chills. And again, there's just... I can't get over how good this season looks. Like,
it looks like bangers.
ReZero Season 2, Part 2. God, it's been so good so far. I said on a couple episodes ago, I'm a big horror fan. And to me, ReZero,
ironically... horror for horror.
I'm a horror whore, for sure. And as this horror says, of all the horror anime I've seen in the past, like, shit, even like 5 years, ironically, ReZero, that isn't inherently a horror show, is some of the scariest shit I have ever seen in anime. It's that kind of dread that just sits with you. After you shut it off, you're like, oh boy, I don't want to. That's
yeah. I would say
looks.
season 1 did that to me a few times for sure.
Yeah, season 2 kind of upped the ante a little bit, but in a different way.
Who's Ram?
Ram and Shalata, the White Witch.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not okay.
No.
You You will enjoy it. It is a ride. It's heavy. Shit gets heavy, but
I'm trying to binge it, bruh.
Gotta binge it. Yeah, I feel that. They do a good job though with cutting, the halfway point of a 24-ep season. Good enough pacing that like where it stops could feel like a season all on its own, but we get more sauce. And speaking of more sauce, we got Dr. Stone. Stone Wars, the one true isekai.
I'm calling it right now. It's going to be the best show in 2021.
Whoa. Hot takes. That's not really that spicy. It's a fantastic show.
Well, I also called it my 2019 best show.
Fair. That's also very fair.
And that had the season 3 part 2 of Attack on Titan in it. So
yes.
I'm pretty much stacking the cards in my favor here.
Who like clairvoyant did you make a deal with? What fortune teller do you have on the payroll on speed dial to get you these
I'll never tell.
Damn it. I was really hoping for that. Let's see what else we got here. Log Horizon. Did you ever jump out on Log Horizon?
Never once.
Gotcha. Good isekai. This one's one of the shows. This is the 3rd season. It's one of those shows that does such a good job making the intricacies of like living in a game world a legitimate thing. Like, people didn't know how to cook until they realized they had to go into something with a menu structure. Like, there was food to eat, but they didn't know how to craft with like that mechanic. So it's all about learning the mechanics. And if you're kind of big into like D&D, kind of high fantasy numbers centric kind of stuff, Log Horizon is your show. Very good. Well, Studio Dean, regale me. Oh yeah, Konosuba. That's it.
Riddle me this, Batman.
Riddle
Who
me
did
this,
Studio
Batman.
Dean?
Who's the Studio Dean
What'd
for this
they
old
make?
bean? Oh, they did holy shit, they did a lot.
How many gigabytes does their company own?
Do you have a CD-ROM drive? Fate Stay Night. Wow. 7 Deadly Sins, RIP.
It's funny because the picture looks terrible. It looks kind of like washed out and bad.
I kind of like that aesthetic though, but I see where you're coming from. This maybe just a me thing. I don't know. I have a very high level aesthetic
Wow.
criticism.
I've just been absolutely dunked on.
Oh my gosh. I feel overjoyed about this one too. I just all hot all day. It's great. Promise Neverland.
What the
second
hell
season.
are you talking about?
I'm beside myself. The season, man. It's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Promise Neverland second season. The one place I was kind of curious to see where this would go, this story, is the one detail we never got, really. That author in the first season that was like relaying messages through books. That was one of the most, and they didn't really like dwell on it. And it's going to be, I think, a mainstay in season 2. And I really want that to be touched on hard.
I think it has to be at least touched on because, I mean, where are they going, right? They're not going to just go hang out in the woods and wait for demons to come eat them.
Right.
I'm thinking there's, and this is just pure speculation because I have no clue.
That's what we're doing here.
I would really like there to be like a city that they go to, maybe like a human's last stand kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they know about these little orphanages, farms.
Okay.
And one of them, like maybe the leader of that village, is the guy who wrote those books and somehow slipped them into that system.
And so do you think in this theory that all the people in that city would be the smart enough ones to have escaped and successfully done it?
I could see that. Maybe like one orphanage overtook their orphanage.
And they just let them grow up.
Yeah.
And they barricaded. That's so cool.
Something like that maybe.
Hell yeah.
Or like the entire one of them completely absconded.
Yeah.
You know, maybe early goings of like demon occupancy. What do you call it?
That? Yeah. I don't know. Presence.
But I feel like Mama's going to have another appearance. Like maybe they're going to say, look, you failed. Go get your kids back.
Oh, no. I want Phil versus Mom. The real showdown.
No, I can't have anything bad happen to Phil.
No, Phil's going to big brain her
hard. I'm too scared for him.
He is truly the main character of that
100%.
I just want a spin-off show of Phil.
Same. I'm just like really sad for him.
I want Ultra Instinct Phil.
He's got to stay there by himself with all the little babies.
Yeah, but he's just so mature. And can we just trade Don for
Crybaby Don.
Crybaby
Get
Don.
the fuck out.
For Fat Phil. Let's bring it.
PH.
Oh, yeah, PH. Boys stacked. So Cloverworks is the one who does that. Get hype, get hypey. The quintessential quintuplets have comedy, hero, romance, school, shonen. Excuse me? No synopsis has been added to this title. Well,
it's a second season. I have heard literally nothing about season 1, so I have a feeling it's not as good.
Yeah, I want to see who did who is the studio? Bibri Animation Studio. Bibri. And they have 4 shows. All within the past year or so. So I don't know. I mean, hit us up on the Discord, which you can get in for $1 on our Patreon, by the way, if you have seen this show and think we should watch it, because I've been looking into getting into more slice of life stuff. You know, I need a little slice of life nowadays. I feel like same 4 walls everywhere. So a little slice of life won't do you wrong. Speaking of slice of life, now, wait, whoa. Okay.
I know. I looked at it as well.
Yep. But so a show we have here is Higurashi When They Cry, Gao. So it's what looks horror, mystery, psychological, supernatural, thriller, and dementia?
I saw that and I was like, what?
What do you think goes into a dementia anime?
I think it has to do with like not having his memories.
Yeah, memory fucked
like
up.
Sort of like a Gleipnir type situation.
Just thinking Gleipnir, yeah.
But so Passione is the studio which did Ishishoko reviewers.
Okay. That's an interesting
but
detail.
It doesn't say anything about like hentai on here, so...
Well, they learned from last time. If you do, you get pulled from Funimation, so maybe this is them slipping it in.
Good point.
So, for those just listening with your earballs, they got a little synopsis for you. New kid, Kenichi Mibura, is settling into his new home of peaceful Hinamizawa village, making quick friends with the girls from his school. He's arrived for time in the big festival of the year. Butcher that sentence, we roll on anyway. But something about this isolated town seems off, and his feelings of dread continue to grow. With a gnawing fear that he's right. What dark secrets could be hiding in this small community? I'm in for it.
I'll watch a couple eps. So it's a 24-ep season, which seems pretty long if it's going to be bad.
Right, true. But also, wait a minute. Do I see episode 6 in 3 days?
Yes, apparently it's still going.
Oh, it's still going. Oh. I might pick this one up today.
It has 7.76.
Kind of in for that. Seems
pretty solid.
Right. But what really is kind of tweaking me out about this is the
dementia.
Yeah, a little bit of that dementia's got me a little tweaked out.
Dev tweaking me.
Dev tweaking me, man. But look at that art. That poster art. It is very chummy and cheerful from the look of things. Horrifying. Because I wonder if you have like a Madoka Magica situation on our hands.
Or Promise Neverland.
Or what was that show that Pat Bot made us watch? It's like about the girls in school that turns into like this crazy zombie thing by like episode 3. Did you ever watch that one, or did you just make me watch it?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I think it's called After School Live or something like that. I think it might be called After School Live.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it's like starts out super chummy and cheery, and then bam, gory ass zombie and ghost shit. I want to watch that one again, actually. What else we got here?
The next one is an isekai.
Aha! I am in for it.
It literally says isekai in the title.
Jobless reincarnation.
Mashuku Tensei, jobless reincarnation. And the little summary thing says, well, just when an unemployed 34-year-old otaku reaches a dead end in life and decides that it's time to turn over a new leaf, he gets run over by Truck-kun and dies. Shockingly, he finds himself reborn into an infant's body in a strange new world of swords and magic.
I'm sorry, what isekai are you reading? Because that is all of them.
It also is an absolute direct copy of Shin Wolford.
Yeah, that's a carbon copy. What the hell? His new identity is Rudius Grey Rat.
Terrible name.
Awful name.
Bad name.
But he still retains the memories of his previous life. You're right, dude. You're right. I'm getting very, very heavy Wise Man's Grandchild.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a full-on, straight-up copycat.
I'm going to go ahead and...
Not?
Pass. No, I'll just put it at the bottom of my list, I would say. This
is their only show they've ever done, Studio Bind.
So they're going for the fences, swinging with a generic ass isekai. Smooth move, Studio Bind. Well done. We got ourselves another season of Seven Deadly Sins.
I think it's just a movie.
Oh, it's a movie.
Well,
Dragon's
really
Judgment. Yeah, it could be. That's okay. So that makes me so sad. Just the way that it just like dropped in quality, in my opinion, and I guess animation style so drastically.
I think the word on the street is like the actual story was fine, like got better.
Yeah.
Than like the beginning.
No. I watched it up until right after the Escanor Meliodas fight. It was just bad. It's just bad. Which is really sad because that was around the same time as the whole One Punch Man season 2, personal debacle. I know it's not a big deal now in retrospect, or ever, I guess, to you, but
yeah. I mean, you guys are just absolutely out of your mind, but whatever.
We got another one from Cloverworks, people that bring you Promised Neverland fame, and what other show do they do again? Cloverworks? Haikyuu? No. Maybe look that up. We
Darling in your French.
There it is. Yes,
Fairy Tale.
Ah, gotcha.
Fukugu Keiji. Balance Unlimited.
Wow. Good on Cloverworks. The real sleepers out here.
Fate Grand Order.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Persona 5.
They have a show called Horimaya. A sweet, awe-inspiring tale of school life begins. More like inspiring.
More like inspiring.
It's, Hori's known for being smart, attractive, and popular. On the other end, her classmate, the boring, gloomy Izumi, tends to get painted as a loser fanboy. But when they're liberally pierced and tattooed, not to mention downright gorgeous, that's in there.
Yeah.
This person comes on their doorstep. No, I mean, okay. I know there are people out there that probably are screaming at us to watch more slice of life. I don't know. I don't know what.
But I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. What would it take? What would it take for you to like watch a show like this? Like, what would they have to synopsisize at you? I don't know.
I mean, it's really just about time.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend my time watching something that I potentially might like than watching something that I almost definitely will not.
I want some slice of life gang shit. I want mobs and shit. Where's that at? I want that.
Okay.
Other than GTO.
Read the manhwa Weak Hero and you'll like it.
On it. Oh, I recently started solo leveling this morning.
And?
Fucking awesome.
Where are you at?
Like 30.
Isn't it fast?
It's
so fast.
It's amazing, and the art is mind-blowingly striking. Like, didn't expect that, but
so goog. All right, so there's a couple here in a row that are basically cells at work, but different things, which is really strange.
Hmm.
So Hataraku Saibu is cells at work. I assume another season or maybe a movie or something by David Production, and then right after it in this list is Hataraku Saibu Black by a different studio completely.
Now that's weird.
And it's called Cells at Work Code Black.
Wait a minute. Look at the two posters, right? Are they just gender swapped?
It's odd.
Yeah, the white blood cell is now the busty chick, and the red blood cell is no longer a loli, but like a kid with glasses. This dude. This is weird.
Yeah, it seems like a weird thing to bring out two in the same season.
And one's a comedy shonen, the other is an action seinen. They're literally just mirror images of each other.
I don't know what to think about this.
I still have to watch Cells at Work.
I've been befuddled here.
Hoodwinked even. Some April Fool's shit. I've heard good things about Cells at Work.
I mean,
will it teach me about biology? That's the main question.
Yeah,
will I learn?
Probably a little.
Will I learn? Then I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want to learn. What's this one right here?
Kumo desu ga nani ka. So I'm a spider. So what? It is action, adventure, comedy, drama, fantasy, seinen, supernatural.
Holy shit.
I, the protagonist.
Wait, is this the first person view synopsis we've had?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome.
Was just an ordinary high school girl, but suddenly I was reincarnated as a spider monster in a fantasy world. Not only that, but I awakened in a dungeon filled with vicious monsters, armed with only my human knowledge and my overwhelming positivity. What? I am forced to use spider webs and traps to defeat far stronger monsters just to stay alive.
Wow.
So begins the labyrinth survival story of a girl with incredible mental strength living as one of the lowest ranked beasts.
I will say her design's really cute. It's a cute little spider, but all the same, this is weird. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give it the 3 for sure.
It's def weird.
Hi, I am a 27-year-old podcast host, and I got reincarnated as a mop bucket. With my incredibly positive attitude and my ability to clean shit up, I'm gonna beat this. These are getting weird. These are getting very, very weird.
So I'm a spider. So what? I mean,
sass.
What even was that?
That was your Xbox controller.
Whatever.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, this is weird, but I am definitely gonna watch it. Studio TBA.
Yeah, I'm absolutely not watching that.
So I'll let you know how it goes.
Not even worried. We've got.
Oh, Beastar's second season.
Yeah, let's just do that one because I can't read this massively long title right before it.
Wait, I'm gonna give it a try. Ready?
Uru dake hairaru kakashi dungeon kosori kitate saeki.
Nice.
Seikai.
Brought it home.
Saiko yo.
The hidden dungeon only I can enter.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yes.
Oh.
This looks just like a high fantasy. I want to see more of that. Drop the isekai angle. Like, just show me. And I know it's coming from an isekai schmuck, which I will watch isekais.
I'll just tell you, I'm pretty sure that the better version of this is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon?
That's another one I do have to start.
You'll like it. I was very surprised that I liked it.
Yeah, I've heard really good things, and the 3rd season is kind of out and about right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, Beastar season 2. What do you think's gonna happen? What are you hyped for? What are you not hyped for?
I am hyped to see Ruis go off the deep end.
I feel like he was nearly about to die.
Yeah, I think because he's got like this weird obsession with, very homoerotic obsession with predators. First and foremost.
True.
It's got a real sexual energy to it. But I will say, I want to see his journey.
Right.
I want to see that whole show has a weird sexual energy to it.
I don't know what's going on.
That's what the show is.
I
So
know. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, did we were both in agreement. We were pissed at the way season 1 ended. Just with Haru and...
Yeah, well, I mean, I hate Haru, and I think that they could have extricated her from the plot, and it would have been better completely.
And that She-Wolf's kind of a bitch. Like...
Yeah, she's the worst.
Because
we're both predators, we have to get together.
Yeah, exactly. That's... the show is good. Probably one of the best CGI implementations I have ever seen. But something about... I don't know. It's just something about this show. It kind of slaps you across the face a little too hard with its messaging. It's just over signaling what it wants to tell you. And
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I'm the only person that feels this way, but I don't enjoy watching animals have sex.
That's fine. You're
allowed
to think that.
I don't understand how I'm the only one who believes that.
You're the weird one here. But
I guess.
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? It's just too in your face, man. It's just have some subtlety.
Like watching a lion tell Haru to like strip for him so he can like get off and then eat her. I'm like, what's happening?
This is weird. And I think that's part of it is like they know that they have these animals and they can just like these characters and they're just going to make them do the same shit. And we've said it before. Our opinion is you could probably tell this story just as engaging, if not more engaging, if you had humans doing the acting. It would be more subtle. It would be a lot more curious, I think.
It'd be hotter.
Let's not beat around the bush. It'd be hotter. But yeah, I'm, again, still gonna watch it. I mean, it's kind of the talk of the season.
I'll watch it just so I can refute like the insane things that are bound to be said about it.
You know what I noticed too? It's a very weird thing having those like weird sexual like shows, like Food Wars is a good example. A lot of non-weeb folk seem to be drawn in by shows I would never have guessed. Beastars, Food Wars. These I would never have suggested to non-anime fans. Yet, somehow, I hear all the time, oh yeah, I just watched Beastars. It was really, really good. I'm like, how many other anime have you seen? Like, I watched Dragon Ball as a kid. I'm like, okay.
Very different.
Very, very different. But
how did you get from there to here?
Exactly.
Is the question I have for you, sir.
So that's the ironic mystery of it all. That we're sitting here, it's not exactly ideal to watch a bunny get stripped down like that, but people watch. People
dig bunnies getting banged by lions. What can we say?
It's 2020, dude. Okay? Get woke or get out.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. But yeah, I am excited to see, honestly, Lewis. I know people are listening like it's one or the other, Ruiz. But it's I'm excited to see him most. I want to see, and the panda guy. Dr. Panda.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Honestly, the best one.
So there's a bunch of this, like, seems pretty generic shit between there and the bottom.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
Pocket Monsters is still going. Pokemon
still
Journeys,
haven't
the
put
series.
That in my brain.
7.7.
Wow.
Rating.
Okay.
230 ratings.
Yeah, I heard.
I'm sure there's a little bit of a Pokemon bump. Let's be real.
Always.
Pokemon effect.
The Poke effect. I like it.
Yeah, I'm actually writing a book about the Poke effect. It's coming to a academic paper near you.
Dr. Not saying your last name.
Of course.
Getting better with doxing. Just put your address in the book. People can write in.
Yeah, gladly.
So, funny story about World Trigger, which, one, really shocked it's getting a second season after all this time. Because I think it came out in 2015. Our buddy Ryan, one, doesn't listen to this podcast. He's not really big into...
Because he's an a-hole.
Yeah, he's the a-hole here. He's
a complete douche for this one.
he doesn't like anime, really. He's just indifferent. But he loved World Trigger for some reason.
He likes anime. I'm convinced.
Yes.
There's not a single person in this world that could not find an anime that would like make their boat float.
Yeah. I want people's boats to float.
I am fucking convinced of that.
I believe it. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of the space right now. It's kind of a mature medium, and there really is a show for every. I think for me, not only that's true, but you will never expect the one. Like if you're not an anime fan, someone has that one anime, you never expect what it would be.
Speaking of,
yes,
there's a new show by Bones.
Okay.
Called SK. And I'm sure that's supposed to be an 8, but it's actually the infinity sign.
Oh, let me see that. Yeah.
Skate the Infinity is what it is in English, even though it's literally SK infinity sign. So I'm not sure really where they got that, but anyway.
I'm going to call it Skinfinity. Continue.
Oof.
Do you phonetically sound that out right now? That's what it is.
Yeah. So it's by Bones, which everyone should love at this point.
Bones. Yeah.
It's the synopsis says Reiki. Let's just go with Reiki.
Yeah. A
high school sophomore and skater is addicted to S, a highly secret and dangerous downhill, skateboarding race that takes place in an abandoned mine.
Totally thought you were going to say drugs. Addicted to S, a highly addictive and secret drug. And
the skaters are especially wild about the beefs or heated battles that erupt in the races.
We got ourselves some beefs?
Reki takes Lenga, a transfer student returning to Japan after studying abroad, to the mine where the races are held. Lenga has no skateboarding experience, finds himself pulled into the world of S.
I also find it interesting, too, that this is an original. This is not coming from any source material. This is a straight-up Bones original.
How the hell do you know that?
If you look at the top of livechart.me on these pages, format TV source original.
Oh.
Yeah. So I always...
If you needed some like little background on what else Bones has done, well, all of My Hero Academia, Noragami, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
Woo!
Mob Psycho 100, Mob Psycho 102, Bungo Stray Dogs,
They did the-
KK Sensen,
They do One Punch. No, that was Madhouse. They did One Punch
Soul
Man.
Eater,
Yo, they occupy like the top of Mount all-time highest ranked.
Oron Host Club.
Wow. Yes. Like, fuck with me, man. So, yeah, Bones also has... Did they do, help me out. I know this means nothing to you, and I don't know why I'm doing it. No Game, No Life? Was that them? Or was that Madhouse? I don't know.
I think that was Madhouse. That feels more Madhouse.
Gotcha. Yeah, so when you do an original like this, it really is a do or die situation, right? In that if you basically like make a jam up perfect classic and that's an original, that is all yours. Like there is no royalties or things you had to pay for or anything. That's a you thing and you thing alone. But if it sucks, that's all on you. That's only on you. You can't, there's no manga, there's no manhwa. Nope, that's on you. So going bold, Bones, I see you, but your pedigree and history make me think that's going to be a slapper.
I think it's just an interesting topic that never gets talked about.
Skateboarding.
Yeah, and specifically in Japan, I know there's actually quite a few like pretty hardcore up and coming like snowboarders, skateboarders, and stuff like that are like dealing with Olympic kind of aspirations. Snowboarding
made sense. I guess skating. Yeah, I just like never crossed my brain. Never crossed my brain. That's the kind of thing I'm on today.
So definitely very interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's one of those that's not going to get a lot of, I guess, hype. I would say, even though Bones is God.
They are God, and you know what? It's also it's more back to the original thing too. The hype is typically generated at first from the manga or light novel already following. It's like they already have a built-in audience, right? So I think, this is going to be the sleeper to look out for sure.
Yeah, I think because of the fact that it's just like, sports anime type.
Yes.
And I don't know why this is. I guess I might know a little bit why, but I really feel like sports anime and maybe some things like that, they just like get heaps of hype.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you were to watch a skateboarding competition and maybe not be as, impactful.
Sure. Right.
But sports like haiku, all these things, they do hype really well. They, I think motion as well, like as much motion as I'm sure we're bound to get from this show.
Yeah.
I bet you it's going to look amazing. In fact, I'll watch this little preview in a second. Well, and then like the aesthetic, right? Like underground racing. Like
that's cool. Yeah,
even
that's
the picture,
cool.
They've got like graffiti all over the walls, and like I cannot wait for like a adult version of Brink. If you ever watched that on Disney,
I do remember Brink. Yes,
that's my favorite one.
My mind went instantly to Extremely Goofy movie, but we're same but different.
Extremely Goofy movie.
You never seen the sequel to the masterpiece, A Goofy Movie?
I watched a Goofy movie
where Max goes to college and is a participant in I want to say the X Games.
I don't recall, but I may have.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm watching the trailer right now. Looking swell, bros.
Okay, in for it. So everyone listening, Skinfinity, check it out.
But don't search that.
Please don't search that. It's Skate the Infinity. What the hell is Wonder Egg Priority? They got no synopsis, no anything except for
Cloverworks.
It's Cloverworks, so that's a show. What we got here? This is interesting. Kai Bio Ramune. It's Dr. Ramune, mystery disease specialist. It's a psychological shonen supernatural. Interesting.
It looks weird.
It looks really weird. As long as hearts exist inside people, there will always be those who suffer. And then sometimes, or something strange enters their mind and causes a strange disease to manifest itself in the body. It's just called mystery disease, unknown to most.
Shit.
Yeah.
I just realized if you go up to the top and it says sort by,
you
can change it to English titles. So you don't have to
this
see
is
all
more
this
fun.
bullshit.
This is more fun.
Well, I can't read those.
I mean, you can. You just slow and
I guess
broken.
I choose not to.
Yeah,
You're
there
right.
it is. There it is. I'm curious about this Dr. Ramone, this mystery disease one, Platinum Vision.
Feel free to enjoy that.
I will.
I will not be watching
I
it.
think I will. Thank you for allowing me this.
Hey, no problem.
It doesn't look like they do anything that I know about, which is very interesting.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to get a hall pass to watch that.
Leiden Films, the ones that were doing that weird Sell at Work Black.
Yes.
They're doing the Hortensia saga, which looks very generic AF.
We got a new Pokemon movie coming out next year.
Do we really?
It's called Pokemon the Movie Coco. Yeah, the new film story is set in Okoya Forest, a Pokemon paradise protected by strict rules that forbid outsiders from setting foot inside. The film centers on Coco, a boy who raised his... I'm not going to say it. I was going to say his Mexican Pokemon because of that movie, but...
that's funny.
A boy who was raised by Pokemon and also considers himself as one. Treating the mythical Pokemon Zarude, I guess, as his father. Ash and Pikachu encounter Coco during an adventure. The film focuses on the theme of a human raised by Pokemon instead of the previous film's focus of the bond between a human trainer and their Pokemon.
Will we ever find out how old Ash really is? Question mark?
Of course not.
I think someone did the math on YouTube and he should be like 18 because they like chronicle how long he would have been season-wise and different. He should be 18 by now.
He's about like 38 or 9.
Yeah, he's like 40, hard 45. Something very interesting. A show that I'm kind of just scrolling around down here. A volleyball anime.
I saw that.
By David Production. That isn't Haikyuu. Weird.
Maybe it's just like a different school.
Maybe, but you think it's like about the Scion High School boys volleyball club. Now, do you just think that this is just a show that's trying to cash in on that residual hype? I mean, it's David Production.
100%.
So, I mean, yeah. So I
that's not even a question.
I know, but how could it ever possibly be better? I don't think it is. I think they're just trying to ride that wave. And do you think they know it?
I don't know what the logistics are here. Like, is it going to be an actual season or is it going to be a movie? Like,
12 episodes. It is a manga, so it's already out in written form. So it looks just skimming this very, very long, very long synopsis. I won't read all of it, but it has a very Haikyuu vibe. Like, really. There's a kid that's allergic to sunlight, I guess, which that's a real thing, isn't it? Can't you be allergic to the sun?
I think... I don't know for sure, but I'm sure it exists.
It's probably out there. Somebody
you can
has
be
it.
allergic to anything, including bullshit.
If you put your mind to it, absolutely. Let's see what else. We got idol shows down here.
That movie comes out Christmas, apparently.
Oh, that's cool. We have idol shows. We have a live-action anime hybrid series. This was inevitable, right? This is like the Space Jam of anime. It's
yeah, I mean... I'm not excited about it.
Yeah, Aikatsu Planet. I'm just trying to see, like, yeah. Let me regale you this. Let's see.
Let me hit you with the Space Jam.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's actually in this anime.
He's
right here. The story revolves around Aikatsu Planet, a world where anyone can assume the role of an avatar and become an absolutely adorably cute idol. Mao Otoha, a ordinary first-year student at a private academy, becomes the number one idol Hana when Hana's previous alter ego, Misa, suddenly disappeared. Wow. I don't know. Would you ever watch like a live action anime hybrid? Given it would say like in your genre wheelhouse?
Yeah, I mean I have in the past, so whatever.
Those exist?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, like I'm just
you just mentioned one.
Not like animation and real life hybrid. I mean specifically anime art style and real life. I don't think that works. I just don't think. I just don't think it works.
If I've watched the other things, I don't know why I would like have a vendetta against the anime specific version.
I don't know. Just don't think the aesthetic would work. There's a slice of life based on Jujutsu Kaisen coming out by Mappa.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like basically a chibi anime played after the broadcast. Oh wait, so it's gonna be like a. Have you been watching the post-credit scenes for Jujutsu Kaisen? That's what this is then.
Are they different?
It's called Jujutsu Sampo.
No, I mean, are they normally different?
I don't know. Like I said.
I feel like he picks up that little can of shit every single time. So.
Oh, you can't pick that little can of shit yet. Yo, what movies? Oh, do we get Infinity Train soon?
It's already out in Japan, bro.
Oh, true. I'm just trying to think when we're gonna get a nice official sub or dub in our region.
You know, since all movie theaters are closed, I'm thinking not a great chance of that happening anytime soon.
You have to remind me. I can't go get my AMC on.
Hey, I'm the one with the fucking Regal Unlimited that can't use it. So shut up.
You were so hypey on me getting that. Who's laughing now?
I don't think anyone's laughing.
That's fair. We have the final Gintama movie.
I don't know what that's all about.
I guess it's ending. Oh, well, Naruto had the last, and look where we are now, so.
We're 200 episodes deep in a fucking spinoff.
Yeah, I know. I have to catch up with it, but, like, these kids are way too powerful. Like, way too powerful.
I've also, like, I cannot, so I watch all the highlights and shit just because I'm not going to watch the show, so screw it, I'll just watch, like, some fights and maybe some training and stuff.
Okay.
The Sarada voice actress or whatever is so goddamn annoying to me.
The dub one or sub one?
Mama.
Oh, yeah.
Shut up. You're not a baby.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a child. Like, stop. I think
you tell me right now how she can toe-to-toe with her mom. Sorry, I watched the highlight of that
she didn't.
fight.
Sakura was fucking her shit up.
They punched evenly. And
she didn't try. Like
that's fair.
The rest of the fight, she exploded the entire area, and she's like, "You suck." and Sarada's
Mom,
like, "You're
11.
right, I do."
I'm also 13. What do you want from me, Mom?
That's also a little bit weird. But then I'm thinking, like, to me, I'm thinking, okay, she steps in between her and Sasuke because Sasuke can't show her like insane shit? Like what?
Yeah, right. But I think
she's like, wow, mom's actually really strong. She might be stronger than dad. I'm like, no, your
Bitch.
dad could kill you in a second.
You thought
He could teleport you to the moon if he wanted.
He could turn you into the moon.
Yeah, like let's chill out on your pops for a second. He's letting you like deal with shuriken.
Exactly. But I mean, the other thing too, Boruto's new technique of highly compressing a Rasengan. Don't hate it. It seems like a sensible progression. But
here's what they needed to do. He's going to train with Kakashi.
Yes.
Who knows basic Rasengan.
Yeah. Okay.
Work on a different move that maybe includes like Chidori, since we know that you're lightning release. Perhaps
true
lightning Rasengan.
But I know you know that was the Vanishing Rasengan not lightning? I thought that was
that's the point.
Right.
But
okay.
I'm just saying like make it more of Chidori-esque. Because like,
okay.
what's the point of, like, I guess he's getting like basic conceptual pointers from Kakashi, but like he can't actually help him with the Rasengan.
Yeah, exactly. Like
also, your dad is the strongest guy in the entire fucking world. Why aren't you hanging out with him and learning shit?
Because he's got administrative work to do, Bubby.
He's got shadow
I know. We have this discussion every time. Shit, Dad.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm really disappointed in Boruto in general. I just think it's not interesting, but I think the mama and papa garbage really just shows you like how crappy that the world that they're in is. It's like it's so peaceful. She acts like a little baby, upwards of 11 years old, whereas like Naruto and Sasuke were fighting like rogue ninjas at 11 years old. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's just a much different feel, and I think that's like mainly probably my issue with Boruto is they've gotten to this point where there's so much like leisure and like everyone doesn't give a shit anymore about ninjas.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're trying to have like a very impactful, strong kind of show and plot around a couple ninjas in a world of like very few ninjas left, or like there's not many like. I mean, they're coming up with random like disputes to go through.
Yeah,
but it's nothing like it doesn't feel as overwhelming as like the Naruto of old.
to further that, you are 100% right. And I think that's the danger here of doing a show like this is you are now in peacetime, but to recapture the magic that was Naruto, which they're 100% doing with this particular IP, is have the people that were important then be as active as they can be now, and then give them ham-fisted bullshit reasons to fight. And then once you have the ceiling, Naruto and Sasuke, be the most engaging things on the screen, you then have to play catch up with all your other characters that are supposed to be your main characters, which is why Boruto's power ceiling cliffing right now is stupid. It's insane.
Yeah, I just don't, like, I cannot get over this, and I know maybe I'm just, a broken freaking record, but what nation or small village or whatever criminal group would attack the Leaf when they know that Naruto literally can just, like, destroy the world if he wanted?
Right.
Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. And especially they let Sasuke off scot-free, and now he's like a good guy.
Yeah.
They're both so freaking strong. Like, let's not forget that the divine tree or whatever didn't just affect the people that were sitting in that little small spot. It affected everyone across the entire globe. Mm-hmm. So everyone kind of owes a debt to these guys.
Exactly.
And so to me, like, I just don't see anyone stepping to them at all. And then, I mean, maybe the rest of the Kage are a little weak other than Gaara, but like, I just don't see the reasoning of fighting against an alliance like that.
Right. And I think that's what makes me so frustrated about Boruto, because they really have these moments of great, this is what I imagine conflict would look like in a post Fourth Great Ninja War world, which was, there was some of those filler and stuff where people were like really disgruntled at ninjas because they blame their existence for the reason the divine tree and all that bullshit happened anyway. That makes sense. They want to use technology left and right. I think the way they're doing it is very dumb. The scientific ninja tools was a really good kind of thought. Like, yes, at some point, technology is going to want to assist in the profession of ninja, right? So that's the conflict, is fighting its own future. But they never really explore that shit, and they just go right to fucking Otsutsuki's and bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you could have had a compelling story if they followed sort of the Black Clover kind of through line that's going on right now, where the discrimination that we've seen throughout the entire show has really come to a head.
Right.
And now there was an entire group, like basically a terrorist group that came out of like very low mana, low magic users, and they were doing a bunch of crap all over the cities.
Yeah.
And I could see that kind of thing kind of playing into the ninja tools and kind of becoming like this separate nation of people that don't want like to actually, or don't have capability of using chakra like to a high level or something.
Right. So they progress technology over there to combat.
And then maybe you see them take out like the Mist Village or something, and then it's like starts getting serious. Like, I think that could feel better to me. Yeah. Or maybe, you know how one of the biggest through lines in early Naruto was the Byakugan was always under like kind of, I don't know if you'd call it stress or duress. Like there's always another nation trying to steal the Byakugan.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why, you know, the Branch family gets that sealed tattoo so that their eyes die, you know, if they get captured and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But basically, imagine, say, these new tech users or whatever were able to steal people's jutsus.
Yeah. And like Kekkei Genkais too. Right. Yeah.
And like, you know, capture them in like little crystals or whatever the fuck. I think that could start being really compelling and maybe feel like a not just completely out of left field Deus Ex Machina, like, oh, these moon people are showing up and just
what the fuck?
Blasting y'all.
So the other thing too is in that scenario, in the one we're painting, you can still have Naruto and Sasuke be as involved as they are. If anything, it would enhance the experience because they are all about the hard work, the old ninja way, the gutsy ninja way kind of stuff. What happens as, you know, the proponents of that way of doing things run into tech that makes their jutsu ineffective. They hit a wall.
I don't know if I'm completely out of frame right now, and I probably am, but I was thinking, so like along those lines, imagine a world where Naruto is kind of struggling with this new world, right?
Yeah.
And so you get to see him trying to make decisions that benefit everyone in the village.
Right.
like regardless of chakra level and stuff like that, sort of like a kind of wizard king type situation.
Right.
But maybe like, I think because he's had a sort of a spotless reputation as a Hokage so far.
Oh, I would say so, yeah.
I would think it'd be a little bit more compelling and interesting if you see this kid that we all grew up loving, grew up like thinking of as like our brothers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Struggling with like kind of the world as it is.
And it's kind of what you said just now before is like the world kind of owes him a debt, right? So it would kind of be a nice, through line of like humanity can be real bitter assholes sometimes, like despite that kind of debt that they owe him. They start getting pissed off and he can't win them all.
Right.
And he kind of struggles with that despite, and he can even go into like, kind of breaking under his own kind of indulgence, I guess, of that debt. Like they should be like, just considering they should be groveling at me, like just for a moment. Right. And it could be really cool for Kurama wants hatred that would encourage that thinking to be the one to say, bro, you got to stop. You got to cut that shit out.
I think that would be a little bit of a stretch for his character since he's never once been like mad at somebody, which is wild.
Right. But with the weight of your world on your shoulders like that,
I would say faltering under the weight of what everyone expects him to be.
Yes. Yeah.
Because remember, that's part of the reason why he's like got shadow clones all over the world doing like administrative work, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if he splits himself so much, and this is kind of a problem with creating a god character.
Yeah.
You split yourself so much that each of your shadow clones aren't strong enough to deal with maybe border disputes in different areas with these tech users.
Yeah.
And so maybe he's basically dispenses clones to each of these, allies.
Yeah.
And they get clapped while he's there, right? And then now people are starting to blame him because he's supposed to be like the savior of this world.
Exactly.
And he's not able to do that. I think that would be a much more compelling story. It would add some real oomph to it, where I don't feel like there is any or deserve to be any in this current story.
Like how long can you keep pulling off the impossible, right?
Yeah.
It can't be forever, right? So, yeah, I mean, there are so many ways that you could pull off a really compelling post-war, Naruto or Boruto story, but they just seem to skirt by. And again, I know we probably say all this not knowing where the manga's going, but again, we keep hearing the manga's actually pretty solid. So where is that? And it's so far ahead.
But it's just going to be all Otsuki garbage, though. Like, I don't understand why anyone thinks that's good.
And
they were pissed about Kaguya.
Yeah.
Now they're okay with, like, all her relatives. Like, I don't get it.
Bros and sisters coming in to check up on her like, whoopsie. Kaguya's got a moon problem.
Yeah,
but,
oopsie.
But I mean, that's the thing, right? Is it's kind of the only unexplored installed lore aspect, right? That whole other branch of the family, that from like Kaguya's kids. That was the only thing. He's like, well, I guess I got to use this. Everything else has been explained to death and utilized, right? Which kind of wish again we could use tech, something new.
Well, I just think it was pretty lazy. I mean, it wasn't him, right? So that's really the main issue, I think. I doubt.
Not Kishimoto, no.
I'm sure he even felt like the Kaguya situation was a little whack.
Yeah. Again, what happens when it's kind of a runaway situation, right? You gotta kind of have to keep up in yourself until you get to the inevitable end logically. So you're right, and I know everyone and their grandma said like Madara should have been final baddie, like. On the real.
It would have been cool.
Sort
of like full circle.
Exactly. Yeah. Because it kind of all started and ended with him. So.
Well, I guess the way that they probably consider it is it all started with Kaguya and pulling out all the chakra. But yeah, so this has been an interesting episode. We talked about a lot of movies, a lot of shows. I think this is, like I said in the beginning, going to be an absolute slapper of a season. Potentially one of the best of all time.
I am all, if you just scrolling back at just all of the heat that's coming this season, and, sometimes we're kind of like, oh, let's see what's next. Oh, here's a good one. Nope. Top 8 are like all like big followings and like really made splashes in their own right. And now we have essentially a Hall of Fame of season 2s.
It's going to be interesting.
Yes. But yeah, let us know what y'all are excited for this season. What show you have? Obviously, a lot of really great ones to choose from. Which one of these are you the most
I think a lot of people are gonna say Beastars.
I think so.
Honestly, despite me.
Just despite you.
Yeah.
I'm tied between final season Attack on Titan and Stone Wars.
Yeah, I'm
honestly
thinking Stone Wars for sure, dude.
And the freshest for me is ReZero, which I'm pretty hype on because I big fan of the season 2 so far. But yep, looks like it's gonna be a banger season for sure. But thank you everyone for coming to class. Hello YouTube gang. I got myself a nice sweet Krasno High hoodie, and it's very comfortable and shocking quality. So boom, swag. If you want to listen with your
it's definitely a sweatshirt, guys.
Definitely a sweatshirt.
Can confirm.
If you want to listen with your ears and not your eyes, go to anywhere you get your podcast fix: Spotify, Apple, Google, Stitcher, Castbox. I don't know. The Amazon podcasts.
Wherever
you go, we'll be there. Like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube. Helps us be in other people's recommendeds, and on Apple, so you can show up when other people are listening to other great anime content. We're in the mix. We're all up in that mix. Instagram, @weebologypodcast. We got memes and news, and sometimes giveaways. And what else do we have? Twitter
@weebologyp.
I always forget that one. Drop us a line if there's a show you want us to watch. We have some more on the list that we need to get to, which I think maybe next episode we should probably,
So I think we should definitely start one of those.
Yeah.
I just don't know if the next episode is going to be that because we did mention Guilty Crown.
Now we're locked in for Guilty Crown. Okay. But yeah, so email is weebologypodcast@gmail.com. Drop us a line just to say hi or tell us to watch a show.
For sure.
For sure.
I think that's really it. That was a good episode. We had a lot to talk about, and then we had a surprise Boruto rant at the end.
Who doesn't like a good Boruto?
We fixed Boruto. That's all I can say.
And until we can get that fix greenlit, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Ethan.
And this has been Weebology. Deuces. We should just read right Boruto.
Yeah,
start to finish.
Good.
We can do it.